My question is, what is it difficult to keep the momentum? I'm a real estate broker. I close 2, 3 transactions in a month, and then I relax. And then when my reserves start going down, I start panicking. How can I stop this vicious cycle?
So I'll first give you the bad advice that I was given back in my real estate days. While I don't actually endorse this strategy, the underlying psychology is right on. So I'll show you how to apply it and translate it to a more meaningful philosophy. And this is probably why you idle after a certain level of success and get stuck in that vicious cycle that you mentioned. So the advice that I was given when I was in real estate is go out and lease that expensive car that you can't currently afford. Go buy that bigger house, max out your loan to value ratio. Go enroll your kids into that very pricey private school that was out of your reach. And the premise of that advice was you will always find a way to earn the money that you have to earn. So if you want to earn more, increase your expenses, was the advice. While I am wildly against reckless spending and consumer debt of any kind and believe vehemently in living below your income means, in almost every case that I saw somebody actually do this, they always did figure it out. Magically, somehow, they found a way. They always earned just enough to meet their new expense needs. And what was funny is it was always just enough. Here's why the underlying psychology of this philosophy works. And this is good for your notes, everybody, so write this down. We seldom do what we want, right? I mean, we want to lose weight. We want to make more money. We want to be a better husband or wife. We want to learn a new language. We want to play a musical instrument. We want to become debt-free. We want to be a better friend, leader, lover, or whatever. We want our life away. And at the beginning of each year, we make a list of wants. We call them resolutions, of which 90% plus never come to pass. Why? That's because we seldom act on what we want. As lame as that sounds, our wants are just not compelling to our psyche enough. Certainly not compelling enough to do the hard, grinding, and consistent work that it takes to achieve our wants. The next level is what we should do. Now, shoulds are not just whims, wants, or fancies. Shoulds actually hold some moral or social or spiritual guilt to it, right? I mean, we should create a budget. We should go to the gym. We should invest in our personal growth. We should be more charitable. We should get more sleep. We should eat healthier. We should get organized. We should spend more screen time with our family. We should all over ourselves. And our life becomes a big pile of shoulds. So Julio and everybody else here, you have incredible potential inside. But the only way to compel the incredible Hulk out of the David Banner broker that you're operating as is to turn your wants and shoulds into musts. You want to turn your wants, your want tos, into have tos. And when you do, your eyes go green and look out, world, right? Muscles start protruding, clothes start flying, and shiitake starts getting done. So like it or not, most of us won't make the changes that we need to make. We won't do the tireless work necessary. We won't endure the pain and realize the gain of growth until we have to. So you want to think about it like this. Let's say, what if you had to be rich? I mean, seriously, what if the life of somebody that you love depends on your being able to afford special medical care? I mean, give yourself this picture. What if a spouse or a child of yours, whichever you love more, what if they needed a heart transplant to save their life? And without it, they would die. But to receive it, you had to commit to a very expensive monthly maintenance plan for their ongoing life support. To afford it, it would require you to sell a certain number of houses each month, to close a certain number of transactions, to earn a certain amount of money to keep them alive. And if you missed even 1 month, they die. Their death would be on your hands due to your failure to produce. Now, if that was the case, trust me, you'd find a way. In any market, in any economy, regardless of who was president, there'd be no valid excuses for you to consider. So that means if you could, that means you must, right? The historian William Durant, who wrote The Story of Civilization, said, quote, "I think the ability for the average person could be doubled if it were demanded, if the situation demanded." Meaning, necessity, he found, is the single most important ingredient in the formula for greatness. That demand, the must-dos, bring out the exceptional qualities and capabilities of a person. So the trick, Julio, is to figure out what is going to trigger your incredible Hulk. That dynamic capability that you have inside. What would cause you to give it a must? Not a want to produce more, not a should to produce more, but a must produce more. Instead of making yourself maybe accountable to a credit card company or a mortgage company or a medical company in order to gain leverage on yourself, can you make yourself accountable to yourself? To, let's say, the deathbed visualization, right? Who are you failing if you don't live up to your potential? If you don't properly, if you don't properly provide for, if you don't help, if you don't support or save, write your eulogy now. See if that compels you. It gives leverage over yourself. Sometimes that worked for some, but not enough for others. People lie to themselves and they let themselves down all the time, so they're kind of used to failing on themselves. So it doesn't even sting anymore. So then how about making yourself accountable to somebody else, right? Start journeying with others who are traveling faster than you are. Announce your musts and then ask them to hold you to account on them. I mean, this is a big value of what we're going to be doing with the Hero's Journey through 2021. I'll be collecting the best and the brightest, a global league of the most badass influencers and leaders committed to becoming an impact maker. This will be the association base that you will want to travel with in order to accelerate your own journey, and they will undoubtedly hold you to account. I always find it's very surprising how much we will do to not let others down versus how easily and readily we are willing to let ourselves down. So use this leverage over yourself. So I hope there's something in there that helps you, Julio, and everybody else here.